5 names just vanished from the draw in Washington, and Alex Yala has not hit a single ball yet. Marta Kostak, gone. Jasmine Paolini, gone. Eva Jovic, gone. Katerina Sayakova, gone. Jacqueline Christian, gone. 5 dangerous players, 3 of them projected seeds, erased from the bracket before the tournament even begins. One of them, Paolini, was the very player who ended Alex's historic Wimbledon run just weeks ago. On paper, this looks like a gift, a door swinging wide open. 500 ranking points and $252,000, suddenly closer than they were days ago. But here's the twist nobody is talking about. A weaker field does not mean a safer one. It means a different kind of danger, one that hides in plain sight until the bracket drops. Because the stars still standing are terrifying. Jessica Pegula, who controls a hard-court rally like she's reading your mind. Naomi Osaka, who can end a point before you've even settled into it. Madison Keys, who turns one careless ball into a winner. Elena Svitolina, who grinds you down shot by shot until your legs and your patience both give out. And Venus Williams, decades of championship instinct, playing in front of an American crowd that will roar for every point she wins. The withdrawals didn't remove the threat. They just changed its shape, and that might be the real story waiting for Alex in Washington. Think about what happens to an underdog when a giant stands across the net. She swings free. Nobody expects her to win, so every brave shot is a bonus, every close game is a statement, every long rally is proof she belongs. That is armor. That is protection. Now strip that armor away. When the giants disappear, so does the excuse. Every match starts to look winnable. Every early loss starts to look unforgivable. Every point starts to feel like it's worth more than it should. That is exactly where Alex now stands. And it is far more dangerous than facing a legend. She's arriving in Washington straight out of the most intense stretch of her career. She made history at Wimbledon. She flew home to Manila to a hero's welcome, cameras everywhere, a nation calling her name. For a few days, it stopped being about tennis. Then the noise faded, the flight landed, the surface changed, and the real work came calling again. At Wimbledon, the question was simple. Can she survive the champions? In Washington, the question flips completely. Can she survive being the one everyone expects to win? That pressure can be heavier than any famous name across the net. She is not a mystery anymore. The tour has her file. Opponents have the footage. Coaches know how she protects a second serve, which side she guards when pulled wide, what she does after missing a big return. The surprise that carried her this far is shrinking, and the players preparing for her are only getting sharper. Now add the second threat, the physical one, because Alex is not walking into Washington fresh. She is walking in exhausted. Long matches at Wimbledon, the emotional weight of making history, then a flight home, a wave of celebrations, another flight out, another time zone, another surface. Her body does not care how inspiring the story is. It only knows sleep debt, travel fatigue, muscle strain. She can look sharp in practice and still feel her legs disappear in the third set of a real match. And Washington's summer heat does not forgive that kind of fatigue. It steals concentration before it ever shows up on the scoreboard. She is also stepping onto the doubles court with Venus Williams this week, an incredible opportunity, but one more draw on her time, her legs, her focus. If singles goes deep, every extra hour on court becomes a decision that could decide the whole tournament. And here is the trap hiding underneath all of it. When a seed withdraws, the space she leaves behind does not stay empty. Somebody else steps into it. A lower-ranked player with nothing to lose. A player who suddenly believes this is the week her whole season turns around. Paolini's exit does not hand Alex an easy path. It hands her an unknown one. A famous name brings clear pressure. An unfamiliar opponent brings pressure you cannot even prepare for, because you don't know what's coming until she is standing across the net. A late entrant plays without fear, because almost nothing is expected of her. A player who thought she'd face a seed suddenly senses a deep run within reach. Alex is not the only one staring at this reshaped draw and seeing an opening. Everyone sees it. Everyone wants it. And that turns the very first round into a battle nobody saw coming. And that is why the bracket, once revealed, will matter more than any headline about who withdrew. Because fans are already doing the math. They are already picturing the quarterfinal. They are already talking about a deep run before a single point has been played. That is when the real danger creeps in. Not from an opponent, but from inside her own head. The mind starts playing a match that does not exist yet. The first serve gets timid. The aggressive return turns safe. The scoreboard slips away one cautious decision at a time. She cannot play the quarterfinal while she's still serving to save the first round. She cannot carry the prize money onto the baseline. She has to play 1 point, then the next, then the one after that. It sounds simple. It might be the hardest thing she does all week. So here is the real twist buried inside this story. The withdrawals may not have made Washington easier. They may have made it more valuable. Because facing a legend, Alex could attack freely. The pressure was never hers to carry. Now, for the first time, she may walk out as the expected winner. And that is an entirely different skill. The best players in the world are not defined only by their upsets. They are defined by how they win the matches they are supposed to win, on quiet days, under a flat crowd, with a shaky first set and no drama to hide behind. Can she do that? Can she stay patient against Svitolina's grind, protect her first strike against Osaka's power, outthink Pegula's control, and still find her rhythm when nobody in the stadium is holding their breath for her? That is the test Washington has actually built for her, and it has nothing to do with who left the draw. She has already proven she can rise to the moment. Wimbledon proved that. What she has not yet proven is that she can do it again and again, without the spark of a shocking upset lighting the way. That is what separates a breakout star from a champion who lasts. The withdrawals opened a door. They did not remove what's waiting behind it. Somewhere on those hard courts, across from a player nobody expects to threaten her, the real answer will arrive. Not through a miracle, through 1 point, played calmly, again and again, until the truth reveals itself. Is Alex Yala still the underdog who shocks the world? Or is she becoming the player the entire tour must now fear? Washington is about to tell us.